A woman opens the door in anger, but a black wall in front blocks her path. The wall has a cold, metallic sheen that doesn't seem to be made by human hands at all. The husband and wife look at each other in surprise. The expression on their faces is clear. It's hard to brain is a flickering image like snow. At that moment, his wife's panicked voice comes from behind. Jim turns around and leaves, but he doesn't see that a blue light is shining brightly on this black wall. Fear flashes in Ellie's eyes because now the windows have also been completely blocked by black bricks. She kicks the wall in anger, but the wall doesn't touch it. Even scarier, there is no signal on the mobile phone anymore. Jim walks around the room with the mobile phone. Only then does he realize that the mobile phone is starting to. As soon as they are startled, the sounds of a sharp argument start coming from the other side of the nearby wall. The two immediately turn on the drill, and this time they find no obstacles. A large hole is quickly made in the wall. There is another young couple living nearby, and the man is shouting loudly that he wants the landlord to cancel the room. It's clear that they too have realized that they are trapped. Ellie takes a deep breath. It seems that the entire apartment's outer walls are closed with black bricks. Meanwhile, Jim notices that water is no longer flowing in the taps. Still, he does not give up, but suggests that they solve it like a puzzle game. But Jim's words break Ellie's mental state. Ellie breaks down and shouts angrily at her husband. How long will you be crazy about work? Yesterday, Ellie had planned to go for a walk, but Jim said that he had to develop a game for the company, so he persuaded her, and now the next morning, both of them were stuck in this apartment. As soon as the atmosphere cooled down completely, Jim's eyes suddenly fell on the black wall, where a metal block was down. When she was moving into this apartment, she had researched that there was a World War II bunker under this old building, like a scary escape room, while the male neighbor thinks it's all a conspiracy by the landlord because the entire building is his private property. After Jim's continuous hard work, a hole finally forms in the ground. But it was pitch black down there, and even after calling out, there was no response. Jim twisted immediately asked the old man, "Did you know about this?" The old man is surprised and says that all these alarms were installed by the landlord. Now Jim starts to suspect. He runs to the kitchen. He breaks another smoke alarm from the ceiling, and there is a camera hidden there too. Everyone is suddenly shocked. The landlord must be imitating some crazy reality show. Ellie suddenly remembers. The landlord lives in the same flat as the one with the bugle. Why not go straight to him and confront him? Everyone breaks the wall together and enters the landlord's house. But inside, there is silence all around. After a lot of searching, they finally find the landlord's body in a corner, and surprisingly, both of his arms are missing. When Jim picks up his mobile, he only finds some black wall pictures in it. The mysterious death of the landlord has scared everyone. Now, people start to suspect that maybe this is not the real world. Then Ellie finds a newspaper page yesterday. Jim suddenly remembers. He saw the fire on the street yesterday, which had so many explosions that even army helicopters were called in. Everyone is just arguing among themselves when suddenly the ground collapses. The four of them fall into the flat below as the dust settles, but to see his friend Jason. When he learns that the others want to escape through the bunker, Yuri takes a more serious approach. Maybe there's a biological disaster outside, and this black wall is there. Yuri takes everyone to the room where Jason is lying on the bed, breathing heavily. Yuri tells them that Jason died this morning when he went near the black wall. Maybe his heart rate was affected. Jim remembers that when a mobile phone goes near the black wall, there is electromagnetic interference. His suspicions grow even more. But all this doesn't stop the people's desire to escape from this building, and everyone starts digging again. Finally, they broke the wooden floor of the basement. Everyone was moving forward on the dark path. They hadn't gone far when they saw the heavy door of the air raid bunker in front of them. A smile of hope returned to everyone's face. They felt that freedom was just a step away. But as soon as Eli broke the door and opened it, the scene in front of everyone's eyes stopped. No one could understand how this black wall had ended up 10 meters below the ground. The boy next door almost lost his courage. He picked up. His stupidity has taken the life of another comrade. Hope for escape is shattered again. Everyone's heart feels like a black wall has been weighed down. Jim forces himself to calm down. As a professional game developer, it occurs to him that just like in games, you have to collect clues to pass each stage. Similarly, maybe there is a way here too. He suggests that they go back to the landlord's house and look for old renovation records or CCTV footage. But Ellie and the old man's granddaughter stop there. They go to the dead Jason's room. They hope that they might find some other clues there. She takes out a business card from a drawer which reveals that Jason is an engineer for a nano defense technology company. Ellie also finds a broken laptop and mobile phone under the table. Yuri quickly explains that they must have been broken because of Jason's frustration. Meanwhile, Jim and the others search every corner of the landlord's house. Unfortunately, they find nothing. Jim is very confused about where the landlord's severed arms have gone. At that moment, his eyes are drawn to the struck walls. Indeed, one place sounds hollow from the inside. Now the question is, how to open this place? Then the neighbor boy finds a 10-digit password panel in a drawer. The possibilities are in the millions. Then Jim comes up with a trick. He brings flour from the kitchen and slowly sprinkles it on the panel. Soon the buttons that were pressed the most before, their upper layers begin to come off. Now they only have 24 combinations of 4 digits to try. The neighbor girl staggered downstairs to tell Ellie everything. Now the teenage girl was alone in Jason's room. She was trying to think of a clue when suddenly her eyes wanted to turn everyone into a live show. Jim immediately played the CCTV footage from the previous night. In the video, it was clear that the black wall had suddenly appeared in a flash. When he slowed down the playback speed, he saw that the wall was actually made of black smoke. Everyone was shocked. Then they shifted the video to Jason's room. It showed it very clearly. Jason had not fainted as Yuri had said. Instead, his flashlight blinked, sunlight came in, tearing through the black wall. It was clear that Jason had a way to open this black wall. When everyone turned around, they found that Yuri had disappeared for some time. The neighbor boy immediately ran to look for him. When he reached, Jason took his own life to stop it. But when everyone asked Yuri how to close the black wall, he fell completely silent, as if he would not open his mouth at any cost. The only hope for people now was Jason's old activities. They returned to the monitor room and started watching the recording. Jin was watching the footage over and over, and the bold idea began to take shape in his mind. He saw that Jason had been sitting in front of the laptop for 3 hours. Perhaps he was writing some code that could control the black wall. This suspicion was further confirmed when the video showed Yuri deliberately breaking Jason's mobile. Jim carefully picked up the broken phone. Fortunately, its storage chip was still intact. He recovered the application from the mobile and copied it to a new phone. With joy, she went forward and put her hands in the wall. She felt as if her fingers were being immersed in a thick liquid. But in a few moments, the color of when she wanted to pull her hand away, it was as if some force was pulling her in. Jim and Ellie both immediately started pulling her back. Only then did they see that the black wall was becoming solid again. Everyone pulled with all their strength, but the wall gradually became solid, and finally the neighbor's body split into 2 pieces right there in the middle. her boyfriends in the correct order, the black wall started vibrating rapidly. Things like black smoke started spreading everywhere. Their plan had succeeded, but there was no joy on Jim's face. Because Yuri had broken through the door and entered, he was about to completely dominate Jim, when without warning, he fell to the ground. In fact, Ellie had returned in time, completely disappeared. Jim and Ellie slowly walked out of the bunker, supporting each other. When a bright light appeared in front of them, they blinked and moved forward, but the scene in front of them became a nightmare. Not only their apartment, but every building in the entire city was surrounded by such a black wall. They got into a car and quickly drove towards the port. An announcement was heard on the radio. A terrible fire at the Nano Defense Company caused a system failure, due to which the secret security system was automatically activated. This movie was very creative overall, a different kind of room escape story. Especially the process of solving puzzles and breaking codes by the main character was very interesting. If you like it, then definitely watch the original movie. That's all for today. See you next time.